time to wake up because today is another episode of the Indie Credible Podcast. This is episode 43. One of your hosts, Xander Scullion, and joined with me back from his slumber is Jeffrey Wittenhagen.
I don't know about the slumber, but yeah. Over here, had a little too much tequila last night, so watching the movie Orgasmo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
which
heard that in
is
a while.
yeah, it was the first one of the first movies of Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park fame, and hilarious freaking movie. And it's not a
Nice.
porn because it's not. It makes fun of porns. It makes fun of porns and superheroes, and
Yeah.
yeah, ridiculous. And Shota Boy.
Well,
Because
speaking of ridiculous, we got a lot of games to talk about. You were playing a game last night. What were you
well,
playing?
well, you missed the intro though.
I know I
Because
was just jumping all into it.
yeah, we have a format, people, and Xander likes to just Xander scramble the format. Because one thing we promised last episode is every
That's right.
episode I will show a random Kyle's Trials from the Retroseum. And some of the patrons notice and patreon.com/Hagen's Alley that I posted an item. And so I posted Usagi Yojimbo carded.
Oh,
And
wow.
I want to start posting stuff like this for the patrons as well and put a little context to it because, this is like Kyle's favorite figure from the Turtles line. And it's unpunched, perfect, classic. And I put a little history with like where he came from in the comics and stuff. So I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, complete original Turtles cards.
Reminds me I need to play that DLC on Shredder's Revenge because he was like a DLC character.
Yep, exactly. And then non-Patreon, exclusive for the Incredible. Here is the non-item. Check this out.
Oh, wow.
This is the Cobra Hiss. Definitely the re-release of it because I think Kyle started to get some of the newer Joes as well. But anytime I get anything that has the retro flavor, these are the things that I definitely want to find a spot for in the
Yeah.
collection somewhere. So I have a couple of Joes right now that we've came across that aren't new Joes because if they're like new style, but I want the ones that have like the retro style G.I. Joe, retro style figure, everything.
I was about to
Uh,
ask now, is the Red Cobra, is that like a part, is like a variant for the reissue? Like was it originally a blue Cobra or has it always been that Red Cobra?
so this is just the Hiss driver. So
Okay.
Cobra Commander was blue, but not necessarily every Cobra troop was blue. So they all had different colors and styles and everything for the bad guys. So Kyle was a huge bad guy fan. So I'm
Mhm.
sure that I'll come across a lot of stuff here. And those are the two Kyle items for this week. I got more just sitting right here. Like, here's a random retro gaming one. This is a Did You Know? And
Oh,
so we were going over the Atari Vader. We found a set of Atari Vader stuff from Kyle, and he had this on there. Do you know what this is?
hold up. What's the other side of it? Is that
So
like
this is
that's
the
just
plug,
it's a
and
plug extender.
for the audio only people, it's a plug and a plug extender. So what he had was on the brick, he had this on the brick, so that way when you put it on any of the extensions, you put it in a plug, you put it on a power strip, it doesn't take up two, three spots. This is
Ah,
the
yes.
brain of Kyle. He had extenders on his stuff. So I'm definitely holding on to the extenders because I have multiple Ataris. He had
Yeah.
six, seven, eight Ataris, and from a weight perspective, I can't keep everything.
Hmm.
However, I'm keeping everything I'm nostalgic for. So, but like
Yeah.
stuff like this is clutch because then you're able to plug in multiple consoles. So it's from the
Yeah.
brain of Kyle,
That's great.
plug extenders for retro game systems.
I loved the Vader Atari 2600 too. Like the all black. I freaking love it.
Got the little got my little friend here, Gidgets. Gidgets graced us with her presence. She likes to hang out with me down here. Our other dog, he does not. He'll stay by his mom. But yeah, now There was one other thing in the news that I thought was cool, and it's not the news. This is the indie game news, people. So it's not anything that
Hmm.
most people would see, but I did because I'm friends with the developer. Jam Jam and Jelly was finally released
Oh
on
wow.
the Exa Arcadia. So now, Xander, I'm not sure if we've talked about it here, but have you ever heard of the Exa Arcadia?
No.
So the Exa Arcadia, for those that aren't aware, is a cartridge-based arcade system now. Like
Hmm.
think the NeoGeo with modern cave shooters and craziness for indie devs.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right up my alley, dude. I love
So
that.
I want to say there's dozens, if not maybe close to 100 of these arcades in Japan, and about 3 to 4 in the US of arcades that store this Exa Arcadia. And when games release, you go to the exa.ac website and you can buy the cartridges. Cartridges are like $1,000, $1,500 for
Right,
each
yeah.
one. It's a whole little kit where it comes like Neo Geo style in a cardboard box because the Neo Geo MBS, the arcade ones, came in a cardboard box with some stickers and some ways to put it on your actual Neo Geo arcade when you're an arcade owner. And then you had the cartridge in there with just the single white label on the top for the Neo Geo MVS. The AES had manual and like the
Yeah, it was more
little
consoleized.
well consoleized with a like leather clamshell, which I used for premium when I ran the company. But the X Arcadia does that whole box piece, which is really cool. It's cartridge based, which for me is super interesting. But the buy-in is like Neo Geo back in the day for us, where I just couldn't afford it. Like now, I can't justify $1,500 for the games, and there's a couple dozen, dozens of games for the system, and they're all amazing. They're all cool. I know that there is a Battle Princess Madeline exclusive game for it,
Oh wow. I
and
like I
there were
like I like that game too.
because there's two variant releases, two different games for the Switch.
Hmm.
There's the regular and the Royal Edition, which they're the same engine, but one is like more arcadey and one is like compromised to be consoleized. And so this other one is a completely unique experience, kind of like think Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts type deal. So there is, and X Arcadia does exclusivity for their system. So the Jam Jam and Jelly, it's a cute 'em up, and the X Arcadia version is the Excelente version. And so there will be exclusive content to the X Arcadia, even if it gets ported when it gets ported later to Steam, Switch, and all of that stuff. One interesting tidbit, and I didn't know this when I first talked to Russ, who is the developer. Um, at a convention, I think it was Game On a year I didn't go. You're fighting one of the bosses, and Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam voices one of the bosses.
Oh wow. That's too
He goes,
funny.
I don't know if he says like rejected or I don't know what he says. I just know my buddy Scott was playing. He's like, holy shit, it's freaking it's freaking Tim. It's Kitzrow on it. It was awesome. So that game is really neat. I did play a demo of it because I know the developer like years ago, and it is really good. Really good. Horizontal scrolling, cute 'em up. And you get to play as a cat. So, I mean.
Oh, well, sign me up. You know I
Yeah, I
like
just
my
I
cats.
actually I can't confirm if it's a cat. I think it is. I just wanted to say cat just to get you excited.
Woo!
No, you play as a little girl with pink hair, but I think there is a cat enemy or boss somewhere. And I mean, to me, the Exa Arcadia, if anybody ever asked me what's your not your because your white whale is like what you found and missed, but that might be my next grail to get would be an Exa Arcadia. And now think about this, it's just a computer. It's just a
Yeah.
massive, big computer system. So the system's a couple grand, and then each cartridge is a couple grand. So the buy-in is insane. It's not ridiculously affordable. It'd be like if I won the lottery, I'd buy an X Arcadia. That would be one of my treats to myself, besides for paying off, family debt and
Well,
everything.
the cool thing about it is, and ironically, is I saw a news article in like my local community talking about the uprising of arcades. Like arcades, we've had more arcades open in this town in the last like 2 years than in a very long time. Now, granted, a lot of them are kind of barcades, but there's still some that are just traditional arcades. And I would love to see one of these machines in one of those establishments, man. I think that'd be
So
that'd be dope.
from From my knowledge, there's a one or two in Texas. The closest one to you would be Retroware, the
Mm.
guys who the guys that help Cinemassacre with AVGN. They have an arcade up in Philly. And I
Uh,
know that Justin, who runs it, and Ryan have an X Arcadia in there.
mm.
Because if I had an arcade, I would 100%. I am going
Yeah.
to talk to my buddies at Prince's Arcade and see if they can locate me one, but it would be at cost, so I can't afford that. You know, to be to put a parallel on it, a new pinball is like 5 grand. Like
Yeah.
if you buy one of the
I
new
mean,
pinballs.
yeah, the actual arcade hobby is not an intro. I mean, sure, there's some machines maybe you can find out in the wild and spruce up and stuff, but overall, I always felt like the arcade that side was always kind of like a higher end kind of hobby, like a more
Well,
prestigious hobby.
well, with arcades and with kiosks, because they're so big, the
Mm.
potential of deals out there, if somebody has to move and has to offload it, is
Yeah.
big. It's the quality over quantity. So if you're running a barcade, an arcade that you want people to come attend, it has to be quality. It has to be upkept. It has to be clean.
Yeah.
You can't just, but like for your own place, you have one, you can sit there, clean it up, make it look cool, and
Mm.
then but you can deal with that. With an actual arcade, you got to buy a little bit more higher end. And entry level for retro stuff is good, but
Mhm.
the new stuff like the X Arcadia, it's expensive and not justifiable for me, but I would
Yeah.
love it. That might be the if I had $1 billion, I would.
I'd get it Ex
Yeah.
Arcadia.
And the other piece with the Patreon that we talked about earlier is I am posting another article about my collab with Thriller Crew. And I have an
Nice.
amazing, amazing canvas that I did with the colors that I blended by
Mm.
hand last week and did all the fun stuff. So it looks awesome. And there's only one. It's only going to be one copy. And if Thriller Crew puts it up on their website, whatever they put up for, that's the only one I'm making. I'm not making another one because I don't have the paint. I literally used the whole
Yeah.
thing. Like, so
It looks really cool. I mean, I've
well,
seen it. I
and
really
when you
liked
see
it.
the pictures of it, anybody online and everything, that logo I painted by hand, the whole thing. So like
Yeah.
it looks clean as shit, but I did that. So
Mhm.
like it's not like I just did the pixels. Like no, I did the whole logo and everything. And so, I'm doing a little bit of I'm doing a little bit of stenciling on it before I start painting it, but like that's just the guideline. I'm actually doing all the black and the colors myself. And you can see when you zoom in, you can see the wood grain. It's in
Oh,
person though. The pictures do it no justice. It looks
yeah.
like in person, it freaking pops. So yeah, so that's a fun one. So I think
Yeah.
now it might be time for you. But I want
Well,
you to respond. I think I cut you off.
oh no, because I was going to say that I had from the pictures I saw and of the art and everything like that, it does look like something that's just better in person because it's the little details, and I think that's what makes it really pop with your art is it's not just a painted canvas, it's got the wood grain, and it's all going to be different. Like you can make two of the same pieces, but they're never going to be the same just by that wood grain. And I think
Well,
that's really interesting.
and those characters, I'm only making 10 each for Thriller Crew. So those 10, every one of those 10 looks a little different.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get them and it's going to be different by pieces. And I actually bought a stamper that I'm going to put on the back that actually says art done by Jeffrey Woodenhagen, HagensLA.com, whatever. I'm going to sign underneath the stamp. That way
Mhm.
on the back, each one, people know where it came from too, which is cool. And it'll be dated. So that way people can have a piece of like 2025 on it. So that way it's like I'm I get to live the dream and do a collab with a classic NES game.
Yeah, it's one of those, like I said, it's one of those things that you step back and you look and you're like, this is happening. Like like who would have thought? Who would have thought like, you'd be doing stuff for Crew, with Town and Country surf design. It's crazy.
TNC is the classic company that licensed the Thriller Crew artists, and they went off on their own, and they continue to make art to this day. They do drops on their website, thrillercrew.com, all the time with cool shit, and I like buy random stuff that I just love, and I'll have hats. This is a TNC hat Because
Mm.
TNC is its own company. But the Thriller Crew, I have like beanies, I got everything. Like I got figures because they got carded figures that they've done in the past.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do the entry like affordable because you hunt me down as the hipster artist when you find me and I bring some art with me because that's the only time I'm not really selling them online unless there's a big
Yeah.
demand. Like I will put what my time is on the pieces.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of time,
Speaking of time,
speaking of
it's on our
time,
side.
the time went by too fast on Ninja Gaiden Ragebound because I've already beaten it. And this was a game.
Damn.
This is a game that I was wanting to relish, man. I was like, I'd get home from work or I'd get up early and I'd be like, I'd play one stage. That was my thing. I was like, I'd play one stage, and start my day. And the other day, I was off and I was like, oh, I'll play a couple more stages. And I didn't even realize it was the end of the game until I was like, I beat the last boss. I'm like, oh, wow, I just finished the game. It was that good. I will say that I really enjoyed it. There is definitely some replayability and unlockables because I think there's different endings, but there's also different skins that you can unlock as well. So and I didn't play all the special stages. I still need to unlock all that. But yeah, I beat it and I was kind of sad because it was like one of those games I really enjoyed. So I kind of had that void feeling. So then I went and checked my email and Way Forward had sent me a review code for Shantae's the Advanced Revolution, Risky
Yeah.
Revolution, which is like a Game Boy Advance Shantae game that was like in development that was shelved and they just finally finished it and brought it out. I haven't played it yet. I can't talk about it while we're recording this because it's under embargo until the 18th. But
Yeah.
18th, I am going to be doing a live stream of it. I'm going to bring back the game night with the Xander Scullion hotline where people can call in and leave messages and
A
um,
hotline
yeah, it's gonna
for
be
hot Xander action.
it's gonna be really interesting. So
It's fun.
I like the Shanti games. I know a lot of folks that are like really into the series, but it's one of those games that I've always like just casually played. I'm like, oh nice. Because they're usually always on sale. Like, oh, Shantae game's on sale, digitally. I'm gonna go get that real quick. So I am
Yeah.
I am excited to play it.
Well, and like, so I started like full time at work this last week, and so my wake up is 4:30 in the morning to work, do my workout and everything, which I'm doing like a little bit of like stretching and all that, and then I get to work, and then I get off at like 3, 4 by the time I get home. Some days we're 5. But 4 a.m. to 3, 4. So like basically 12-hour workday. So I've been a little bit out of it for playing games,
Mhm.
but I've also been working on my Plex server and going through and taking all my movies on DVD and Blu-ray and ripping them to my hard drive so that way they're available on my Plex server, and then checking because I have all the horror movie hosts like Joe Bob Briggs, Sven Gulli, Elvira, all of those. I have movies and I was doing deduplication efforts. So for like there's Nightmare on Elm Street and I have my Rip Nightmare on Elm Street, I'll keep my Rip Nightmare on Elm Street and get rid of the horror host version from a VHS tape. Because I have all of these things. Eventually I need a server farm, which is pretty expensive. Again, a lot of money to get multiple hard drives. But that's why I didn't really play Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, unfortunately.
Mm.
And so when I decided yesterday to play a game, I'm like, let me bust out the Steam Deck, hit Randomizer, and play the first game
Mm.
that pops up.
You know,
And
it's been a while since we had a randomizer, so that's kind of cool.
exactly. And my Steam Deck hooked up to my television. So I was actually playing it with the Steam controller on my television. Like the actual Steam Deck was in my hands, but I'm watching the screen. No lag or nothing. And the game that I loaded up was Minishoot Adventure. Looks like a cute 'em up. Like, like JamJam and Jet. Look like a cute 'em up game, right?
Hmm.
Absolutely not a cute 'em up. It's not a shoot 'em up. It is wild. And so first thing that I did with Mini Shoot Adventures is you watch it and it does this long load screen. And what it's doing is it's loading everything so that way there's no loading throughout the game. It's making it for a seamless giant, the whole world, there's no loading at all.
Oh,
So that's why it
nice.
does this like long preload at the beginning of the game. But what it is think Legend of Zelda with a ship. It's
Oh
literally
wow.
Legend of Zelda. So you move around like Link with your ship. So your ship has 365-degree movement, can move around. And once you get your shot moves with the right stick, like a twin stick shooter.
Oh wow.
And then all the enemies are ships and stuff. So it's literally like a horizontal, vertical, but more of a horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up, but it goes in all directions like Legend of Zelda. So think Legend of Zelda with a ship and then bullet hell. So
Mm.
some of the enemies you'll fight, like you'll get to a section and it closes off the area, and then the enemies come at you, kind of like Smash TV, and there'll be waves of enemies. You'll fight a wave, and then they'll get bigger enemies, and then bigger enemies, and then you'll get an item or something else in there, like Zelda style. There's gated exploration, so Metroidvania aspects to it, which all Zeldas technically have Metroidvania aspects. So let's be honest, action RPG.
Yeah.
Um, but like you unlock different abilities. So the ship abilities are unique and interesting. So the first one I got was this ability to just dash. And that the dashing allowed me to get through stuff that and like jump these ramps. And then the next
Mm.
one I got was like a dash and then like a, a jump, a little mini jump thing. So I could jump, I could like dash over little areas because you can't go like in water or anything. You'll fall into
Yeah.
the water. 'Cause it's like almost like you're a ship, but it's more like a little like a hoverboard. Hoverboards can't go on water.
Right.
It's like that. Um, and then I got this other ability to like negate bullets. And I got the latest one I got was I could shoot a power shot through boulders. But as you defeat enemies, as you collect these reds, crystals, you continually upgrade. And when you get fill up the crystal thing and get one upgrade, you can go to the upgrade menu. You can choose like more powerful shot, faster ship. And so there's multiple ones. And then soon it's like one upgrade, or it takes two, or it takes four upgrades, or whatever. And so you could do all of that. And then when you find little buddies around the map, little ship buddies, they'll give you like different options like, okay, now I can get from one bullet to two bullets to three bullets by finding these little like crystal things,
Yeah.
and a certain amount of the crystals will allow you to do that. So it's 100% amazingly engaged. I'm going to go back and play through. I think because as you're going through the Zelda style dungeons that do exist in this game, you get these like skulls, and the door that the skulls go to, I there's four of them, and
Hmm.
I just got the second one last night before I started watching Orgasmo with the wife. And so I got about halfway, I would assume. The boss fights though, classic shoot 'em up style, multiple phases as you fight them. So you'll fight them, you'll be hitting them, tanking away. There's no life bar, so you don't know when you're gonna tank away, and then
Ah.
they explode and transform, and then their shot pattern changes too, or their
Yeah.
movement pattern changes. And I think the last boss that I had seven or eight phases.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And and in classic Zelda, heart containers, they're like crystal containers, but heart containers, you get four, you get an upgrade. So I'm at five now hearts. So I got one. I've found eight of them. So I have five hearts now. So that means I can take five shots before dying. Once you die, you go back to the last checkpoint wherever it has a checkpoint type deal. Um,
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm looking at some of the screenshots. I really like the art style. Almost has like that, that like animation like Binding of Isaac kind of, but not as morbid.
yeah.
That's what kind of makes it think of. And
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
it's definitely not a roguelike though. Like
Mm,
it's a straight up Zelda style. The enemies stay off the screen. They don't come back when you beat them in the dungeons and things, but eventually on the overworld they do repopulate, which is good because then you can get more red crystal too to level up. So there's not like a level up cap, I don't think. You can rebalance too if you upgrade something. You can like de-evolve it or de-upgrade if you want to, if you want to focus more on power or speed or something else.
mm.
I've been balancing it out so far. And it's addictive as shit. Like it is one of my favorite games this year. And
It's only
it's
15
old.
bucks. That's not
It is
bad.
crazy. I know when I bought it, it was I either got it from one of the Steam deals or if it was on sale. I can't remember when I got it. Not sure if it has I know it has a Switch port, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know if it has
Mhm.
a physical. I don't think it has a Switch physical.
Ah,
Actually,
well,
I'll just Google it right now
just Google it.
because Switch physical. Let's see if it exists. Switch port when? So there may not even be a Switch port right now, actually.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, there's not even a Switch version of it yet. So that's good to know. But Minishoot Adventure is awesome. It's so
Mhm.
good. Um, and again, Zelda, shoot 'em up. Like twin stick shooter has all of the things I love with games. And the other piece that I didn't talk about, accessibility options, Xander. Accessibility
Oh.
options. So there are three difficulties. You got normal, crazy, hardcore, and then wussy, beginner. So
Mhm.
I always start stuff with beginner because what I don't know is how the controls work. If the controls suck, I want to play in the beginner mode to enjoy it. I'm at like normal mode now. I play things normal. I don't play
Yeah.
hardcore. And then they also have different shooting options. So they have one where you have to actually like manually aim and shoot with the right stick. They have one where your ship automatically points toward the enemy and then you can just shoot.
Mhm.
And then they have the third one where when you get near an enemy, it automatically just hones in and shoots at them. So that way you don't have to aim, which is pretty nice. So makes it a little bit easier to play for people. So I've tried all three. They're all three great to play, all
Yeah.
three ways. And the best part that I love with my cave shooters is a carve button. It has a carve button. So when things get crazy. So a carve button, what that does is when things get filling the screen with bullets, you hold the button and it slows you down so you can weave like a
Oh
master.
yeah. Yeah, I love
Carve
that.
button. And I think you just press A while you do it. So
Yeah.
for me to properly carve, I can't do it with the manual shoot because manual shoot on the right stick with the A button, like I would have to use like my finger. Whereas if it
Yeah.
does the auto aim, I can literally just carve and because it's already shooting at the closest enemy anyways. So I think to me it's fun to play any of the ways. And because it's a long-term Zelda game and not going for high score, I figure accessibility is for however you want to feel like playing it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, you spend money on a game, you need to enjoy it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, if that means turning down the difficulty or maybe bringing it up a notch, I mean,
And you can
that's
tell
how
I
I look
actually
at it.
got had time to play something for more than 5 minutes. That was great. I played for a couple hours. Like that's a rare thing for me, and that's why like it's still on my deck. I did save, so that way it saved this time, unlike the last game that I played where it didn't freaking save it and had to restart hours back. Can't remember what game
Yeah.
that was a few weeks ago, but I didn't go back because like I'm not redoing
I think
hours.
I think that's what made you I think that's what made us like unlike psychologically not do a randomizer because I was like when you mentioned a random I'm like the randomizer. I mean we were like we'll have to see if we can do the randomizer before the show's over and see if we get a new one because
Ooh,
see
yeah.
what's
All I
going
have to
on with
do
that.
is get up and grab my Steam Deck. So and the question is can we people get Xander to play the randomizer game? That's the question because it has to
Yeah.
be has to be affordable though because I can't do a randomizer and it's a $40 game and we're not having Xander spend $40 every week. That'd be ridiculous. But I think it might be time to transition over to the new and noteworthy.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of noteworthy
Dude,
and new games to talk about. I mean,
and
wow.
that's the ridiculousness of this indie community this year in 2025 is that I think we're what three, four episodes of games of six and seven that I haven't listed that I can pull up. So like for the next episode, so the new and noteworthy, like the newness is going to wane as we go through because like there's been so many cool and interesting games that have came out for us to talk about. That's like we got so many. So like next episodes, I already have the list ready for the next episode. The budget though comes as it goes because
Yeah, yeah, because it
but
might change.
yeah, but like first one, man.
The first one really threw me in a loop. Primal Planet. It's I was watching. I'm like, oh, okay. It's kind of like a almost like a little Joe and Max sort of game, but like nah, it's so much more. It is so much more, and the sprite animation and just the way they had the whole vibe, like with the trailer, it was really, really good. Like I definitely want to check it out.
Oh yeah, the sprite animation gives me like there's a game that I released called Phoenotopia, and that's what the characters' sprite work looks like. Is that they just have like this genuine feel to me, lots of animation, but it's very simplistic sprite
Yeah,
work. The thing that's crazy, it's called Primal Planet, right? Well, there's freaking aliens and UFOs and sci-fi that gets jumps right into it.
yeah,
That's what's crazy because like you start off it's like survival game like you're saying like almost Joe and Mac, but then there's like a little bit of like survival in it. And
yeah.
but it's a Metroidvania according to the what they categorized it. So I don't know if I believe that, but I think it kind of is.
Yeah, because
It's
it looks like a
very charming game.
yeah, because it looks like it kind of like cinders around, the caveman and his family, and maybe like each biome is like a new obstacle that they have to survive. Maybe you got to figure out how to burn this vine so you can cross over a bridge of water. I don't know.
Well, there's also resource gathering and crafting. So
Yeah,
as you're going around, you're like going through the level and upgrading your XP, attacking little enemies to gather meat and stuff, and then you're finding wood, and then you go and create a fire to unlock the different pieces. The benefit of actually having things broadcast as we talk about is I can actually, there's somebody playing it right now doing the actual crafting
yeah,
portion. I am not a fan of crafting games though, like, because to me it's too engaging. Um, it's a lot of content, which is great from for the developers, for the players. But if this was my only game, it would be amazing. Like
yeah,
when I played Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, all that crafting and everything is insane. But that was the only game I was playing.
yeah.
And so it was okay. The fact that we're playing all this insanity. But this is another one, local co-op.
Oh wow,
Local co-op. So you can play, you can jump in at any time, and you have like a little companion. I think it's like a little like dinosaur companion or something that you get to play at. Like
nice.
like a little like brown dinosaur companion that can help. So, not necessarily the family. So maybe the family is like early on. Maybe something in the story happens that
Yeah.
changes that, perhaps. I don't know. Or maybe they just stay behind because most of the game is with the main character and their little friend.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks a little different, like I've taught the folks before about the whole like Metroidvania roguelikes. Like the games that I really like are the ones that stand out that try to do something a little different. And something as little as like let's make this a survival primal caveman game. That's different enough that makes me like, oh, okay. It's not your standard, badass guy with a scarf and a big ass blade.
Yeah. Oh, and before I forget, developer is Seething Swarm. Their digital publisher is called Pretty Soon. This is the only game that they have, and it is $20 on Steam right now. Not on sale yet. Was released last month in July. The developer has released, or the digital publisher has released a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of crazy unique games. They all have like little, nothing that I've really heard of outside of like maybe talking about something, but all have like character. So cool.
Nice, nice. And this next game like takes things on a totally different spectrum. That's what I love about this new Noteworthy is we went from a caveman surviving to now a first person dark fantasy styled open world Souls like game with Dreamspring, and holy crap.
Holy shit. This game, when I saw it, I was like, what the hell? And it like takes me back to like Elden Ring. And even before that, Oblivion.
That I was gonna say that. I was like, with Oblivion remastered, I work with like younger dudes like in their 20s, and they're all going back and playing some of these like Xbox 360 first person, experiences like Oblivion and Fallout 3. And a game like this is really tailored towards that because I feel like it's a real callback to that era of gaming. And because I saw it and I was like, man, this feels like when I saw Oblivion back in the day at the Xbox 360 kiosk, and I was like, wow, this is unbelievable.
Well, and this is a wild one too because like it definitely takes tribute from the Elder Scrolls. Let's say Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
game, and but it looks great. It's not like they did the graphics like back in the day or anything. Like they made the game look cool as shit, and it was released like a couple months ago. It's $12 by Billy Fighter. This is
Mm.
not his first game. He had a game called Necro Slayer that he also released back in 2024 that also is a dark fantasy style open world roguelike game.
Yeah, it looks very Kingsfield. Like this
Yeah.
this one looks very old school, like from software.
Yeah, so I mean, the guy has a knack for doing 3D style games. What I don't know, because these games are a year apart, is how vast the worlds are because he had a year between them, and games take a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he like used the same engine or did a engine from the ground up or what Billy Fighter did on these. He's his own person now,
He's
what
just
he's doing.
fighting it, man. Just
Yeah.
fighting it.
I mean, this dude could be a damn genius where he's able to
Yeah.
write a full world's worth of, because the thing is like in Dreamspring, there's all of this text and crazy story and everything with multiple NPCs and things. So who's to say that this dude ain't a freaking savant?
Yeah. Just boom.
Like crazy. The game looks great though. $12. Definitely a cool one.
Yeah, and this next one, I thought this one looked really cool. I like the animation, the Ghoul Scrapers. Um,
Cool scraper.
yeah, this game looks really cool because you see it and like there is a mixture of like 3D, like polygon platforming, and then there's like the 2D moments as well. That's like just like craziness, like precision platforming.
Like a game where when you see the trailer, you just gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Like you're doing the B-roll while we're talking, and it's like one of those where it's just the colors look very vibrant, with the black backgrounds, mind you, but it's
Hmm.
got that pastel look to it. But then the 3D spots are what's crazy to me. And
Yeah.
so with all precision platforms, especially done by indie developers, I'm always interested to see how the controls are, if it's precise, or one of the reviews from weeks ago, a non-precision platform. Like, because for
Yeah.
me, if it's a precision platformer and then you got 3D and 2D, this is unique.
Yeah. And I thought it was what was also really unique is I'm looking at it looked like there was almost a couple different teams that made this game. There's 'cause it says on the developer there's like three or four different names.
It looks like four. So you have Shortcake Cafe, Estrel Alexander Leberge, and Vapor XP. And I assume that the developers came with, because there's the multiple 2D and 3D aspects. Like one probably took on
Mm,
the 2D,
that's
one
a
took
good
the
point.
3D. Maybe one did the story, maybe one did the backgrounds. Like there's different ways that developers work. The only one, Shortcake Cafe, actually worked on another game called Rabbit Hole that's done in the same graphical style, an action adventure action roguelike that is free.
Oh wow.
So it was released in 2024, and that one was worked with a different music person.
Mm,
Tough as Nails 2D shooter. So the other three, GhoulScrapers is their only game, and GhoulScrapers is $5. So very good price for it. Oniworks Studios is the publisher, and this is the only game that Oniworks Studios has released. So that could be their collab company name.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So it's very, very interesting. I think it looks cool as hell.
And this next one. This next one I like because it's got that good top down 3D hack and slash. But the Shaman's Arc.
Oh yeah, yeah. This holy cow! And then the graphics in this, they're just like mind blowing, but also like the different aspects of the game modes. Because this is a Souls-like Metroidvania, but there's quick time events in there, and the quick time
Hmm.
events, I feel like that's a PS2 era style thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like
Oh
old
no,
God of
PS3
War.
or PS3. More. It started in PS2, but more PS3 era.
Yeah.
Like yeah, because that's when everybody started to do it. But the graphics just look like really cool. They have a combination of like polygonal plus like a little bit of artsy with the characters.
Yeah, it's a very like has very like jagged edges, but at the same time it has that kind of cell shade to it. Again, I love this, callback to, that generation. Like that's become like the new retro. Like 10 or 15 years ago, it was all about the Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Nothing wrong with that. But
No,
I am really excited to see folks be like, I want to make a game that's kind of like another era, which we'll get to that. I don't want to skip around because
but my thing is, what I like about this particularly is we still get the retro too. We still get the NES
yeah,
style. For me though, I always say that there needs to be another term because retro to me is like pixelated.
yeah,
So now, like, what do we call? Because this will be retro gaming for people. This
yeah,
style, PS2, PS3 is retro for them. And
yeah,
so, do we just call ourselves ancient old peoples? I don't know, but like, I just pixelated. But one thing that's cool about the Shaman's Arc is potentially there is a new game plus mode coming out, hardcore new game plus for those that want an extra. So they're adding to it
oh wow,
to the game. It's a $10 game as well. So $10
okay,
game. Amortiz Games is the developer, and I think there is one other game that they had potentially called Rutin.
Rutan.
Rutin that was released in 2001. And that one's more like a walking simulator, horror style walking simulator. So probably how the developer got their programming down for the engines and things and how they
Mm,
wanted the world to work. And then they created the Shaman's Arc as their like magnum opus. Because you
yeah,
don't come in and make your Legend of Zelda first, you start with Pong. So the walking
mm,
simulator for those that create 3D games, doing a walking simulator is an easy in because there's no complex systems to program.
right.
Yeah, but this game has positive reviews. Shaman's Arc looks amazing. It's on the wish list for sure. 10
Oh
bucks
yeah,
is definitely a good price for any indie game that has a lot of content to it. That's
and
the key right there.
they'll probably have like a sale when the new Game Plus comes out. They'll probably have like a bundle deal, so keep an eye on that. So they might be like, oh, this is going to be an extra 10% off or something. So that's really cool. Now, in this game, have you ever played? Have you ever played on Dreamcast? Have you ever played a game called Elemental Gimmick Gear?
Yeah.
That's I don't know why this game kind of gives me those vibes, even though it's totally not the same game. I think it's just because of the egg character in this game called Mashina. Mashina.
Mashina. What's
Mashina.
crazy though, this is just a little robot that digs and
Yeah.
repairs the world. That's all it is. But when you look at the trailer, the damn claymation is wild. The whole game is like done in almost claymation. Like it looks
Hmm.
beautiful. Like I don't like I saw this and I was like, okay, we gotta talk about this game because it's just the main character graphics look ridiculous. And again, you're looking at a PS2, PS3 era style, Dreamcast style retro game because there's like simplicity in it. Um, the developer did stop motion animation for this, like
Uh,
legit. Because I don't really like strategic puzzle style games again because of scope.
mhm.
And but this game just stands out. It looks so well done. The character like just has like random bits thrown on it.
Yeah, it's got so much texture to it. That's the thing. Like I feel like I was watching some like, Tim Burton short film or something like Tim Burton's take on Wally. And that's what makes you think of it. It's cool looking. I like it.
And like even the world is done with stop motion. Everything is stop motion. So I assume that there are certain aspects that aren't, but like especially if there's water or something. But yeah, this game looks ridiculous. Now there are again three developers with this one. So this Talha and Jack company also did a game last year called Judero that is also stop motion. It's a hack and slash stop motion game.
Ooh, hey.
And so that game is on sale for $14 from its normal 18. And the characters look like little action figures too. So that game looks freaking
I
ridiculous.
like that.
Yeah. And so that's one of the developers. I assume that the other developer also has Talha in their name. Um, and so it says Talha Kea,
Hmm.
which has done also Hill Baby and Soul Searching, which are two other games. I'm not going to click on every one of these. Um, and then you got J. King Spoon, which worked on the B Swing and Doljana and Sluggish Morse, like random game. Again, millions of games released every day, people. So
And the thing about it is, like, every game looks different.
every game looks different, but you can kind of see when you look at the screenshots of some of these other games that you can see where things start to evolve into their newest releases too, which is neat.
That's cool. That is cool.
I like seeing the history of what people do. This game though, Mashina, is $18. It is again a puzzle style strategic game with some exploration. It has 2D, 2.5D, 3D aspect. So it's one of those pieces where it's a chill stop motion world.
Yeah, really, really cool. Now kind of piggybacking on what I was talking about earlier with retro, because I wasn't even realizing that I was like kind of segueing into this game, because this game right here, I added it to the wish list. Definitely want to play it because this is a not just a callback to like the espionage like spy games that were really big after Metal Gear Solid, but this is like a PS1 game.
PS1, exactly. And again, you mentioned Dreamcast. Like I could have seen this on a Dreamcast or a PS1, totally.
Oh yeah.
Like, and they purposely made the graphics look a little edgy and stuff like you would see on a CRT, which
The
is
yeah,
awesome.
Spy Drops. That's the name of it. Spy
Spy
Drops.
drops. Yep, it's stealth action from the 90s. You're taking a series of covert ops, save the world from global terrorist threat. Like it's PS generation. It literally says it's PS generation on it. People give it mixed reviews, but I don't trust mixed reviews for retro games because sometimes people want modern aesthetics. And if the developer's like,
Mhm.
no, I want to keep it within the limitations of what I'm inspired by, I respect
Yeah.
that more. The biggest one was like Haunted Halloween '85 when they took that to Steam. People were like, "Oh, we want more polish on it." Like that's an NES game, so like
Yeah.
if it, like made on the NES, so people didn't get it. This one, if they're trying to do PS, that might be why the reviews are a little mixed.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, because
Rainy
some of
Night
the
Creations has done a lot of games, so it's not their first rodeo.
Yeah, because a lot of those PS1 games, I mean, they're kind of janky because games are going control wise, they were going in such a transition in between the analog stick and the D-pad. So yeah, someone could have gave this a mixed review because they're like, oh, it's tank controls. I hate tank controls. Well, you know,
Is it tank controls? I don't know. I assume it
yeah.
is. I assume it is if they're going for the PS1 era, but
Hmm.
the Metal Gear Solid 1 and I don't know if 2 was the same for the PS2. I don't think it was, but it was tank controls because there wasn't dual analog at the time. So they
Right.
had
Yep.
to that's how Resident Evil and Metal Gear. But Metal Gear controlled to me better than those. I don't think it was traditional tank controls. I think
No,
it
it
was
wasn't.
you had
It was a lot
limitation
more
of
fluid.
because it was like you had your standard camera and then you can just like run around. It was pretty good. So,
Hmm.
but like if it has tank controls, then I can understand. But there's elaborate boss fights in it, low poly. You get to choose how you want to like go against every single situation, just like Metal Gear Solid. So you can like attack the enemies or stealth through it. I've never been a huge stealth person because I always like destroy everything. So,
Yeah.
um, but my favorite was the Metal Gear Solid VR missions, the separate disc that was released later. That one was always fun because it was like, all right, figure this puzzle out and move on.
Yeah.
Those are always cool. So, I mean, this game, if it brings back memories of Metal Gear Solid, it can't be all bad.
Yeah, it just looks really good. And going to go into the budgets, but I don't really feel like we're going into the budgets because the first game we're talking about doesn't look like what you would think as a budget. This looks like
Really?
it looks like a really good game. It's a like a 2D, Castlevania, very much Castlevania inspired sort of game called Blood Within. It's like
Yeah.
99 cents right now. And it's not
Get
on sale.
plunged, get plunged into chaos, Xander. Get plunged into chaos. And that's the thing. And it's not on sale, which means that it was released in 2024 and we've just missed it for the last year. Like that's
Yeah.
exactly crazy with how indie games are. It's in my library already, so this can be in my randomizer because anything that's under $2 I typically pick up. And yeah, it looks really good. There's a definitely a dodge and attack methodology to the battles, but it is a 2D style battling game, side-scrolling Souls-like 2D platformer. I don't think it's a Metroidvania. I can't
Yeah.
be quoted on that, but it seems more like an action platformer, which is great, fine. Because the dark aesthetics, like there's lots of reds, like you said, Castlevania inspired to the gothic style.
Yeah. And also Bloodborne. I feel like they got some it doesn't have the modernness of Bloodborne, but it has that kind of vibe. Even the cover kind of has like a you kind of look at it if you can't squint your eyes a little bit, you're like, oh man, that's Bloodborne. Like so they're
Yeah.
wearing their influences on their sleeves, which is not a bad thing because, that tells me that this developer was so hungry for this sort of game they decided to make it themselves. So that's cool.
And what's great is you go down the Volvier, who's the developer, rabbit hole, is they are working on a second game called Gravethorn.
Well,
And
that's
there's
cool.
a free demo, and it looks like an evolved version of the other game. So they like he loves this style. They love this style. 'Cause I don't know if it could be a girl that
Mhm.
programs. But it's definitely been announced. I added it to the wish list, a Gravethorn, because there's a free demo right now. But it looks again just like our other game, Gravethorn looks great, just like Blood Within. And I mean, it's you say Bloodborne because it's called Blood Within, and they took the
The
key art
back, yeah, the back silhouette,
100%. Now, Gravethorn takes like a key art from like Castlevania. So
Yeah.
to me, it's like, all right, I need to play Blood Within. And if Blood Within is remotely good, they released a second game a year later that they're working on that is the same style, which is cool. So
Mm,
free demo for Gravethorn. Blood Within's $1. It
yeah.
looks like Volvier is right up our indie alley because we can literally support anybody for $1.
And this next game is kind of interesting. I don't know how to put this game, but first off, the name Druid, I all of a sudden started hearing Stonehenge from Spinal Tap in my head.
Yeah.
Stonehenge, which you're making a sequel for, by the way, for Spinal Tap. But anyway, this game here is
Your
a
walker, Xander.
what's
So
that?
old. Get out your walker. You're so old.
This is a an adventure game with different puzzles and riddles where you play as a druid who searches for a wise master and helps magic forest dwellers overcome all obstacles to find your teacher. So you kind of have like a shape-shifting mechanic in this game that kind of
Yeah.
corresponds with different puzzles and forest animals and looks like it's labeled as a Metroidvania.
It's not. It's an action RPG. It's 2.5D exploration game.
Yeah.
There could, but as we mentioned earlier when I was talking Minishoot, gated exploration is what an action RPG does typically, most of the time. This also goes to a confused title game because Druid is a name of a game from back in the day too.
Hmm.
So on, I think it's on all the home computers and stuff and BBC Micro, all the things. This game was also released 8 years ago. So again, 2027 or 2017 is when it's really not 2027. It is no longer on sale. It's $3. It was on sale when I put it in our list, but we have a backlog of sale games.
Oh yeah.
Blazing Planet Studio is the developer, and I'm not sure if they're a developer or a publisher because there's a lot of games here on their list. So
Oh man, they have like a whole folder of games, and yeah, they're all like different. I mean, you got like,
yeah, they're kind of cool.
Druid, you got some like top-down 3D, hack and slashes and stuff like that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, now the graphics in Druid, they're kind of okay. They're very non-detailed. They're just like take a cardboard cutout, and that's kind of like with the minimal animations. That's kind of what they did, which was a style 8 years ago, though. So,
Yeah. It kind of makes you think
gotta be
of
fair.
it kind of makes you think of like old school like PC games. Like really,
Yeah.
really old like computer games where,
And maybe based on the name, they did that as a basis on the original Druid game. It could be.
yeah.
And it's so obscure that they didn't even mention it in their in their details. Winslow is the next game, and it is the character kind of looks like a little Nemo or Fire and Ice style almost a little bit for like the character, but it's a 2D adventure puzzle side scroller Metroidvania. Those are all the tags they gave it. Um, does look like a little puzzle side scrolling game. I'm not sure if there's the gated exploration, but it doesn't look like you are able to attack a la a Metroidvania. Because for me, a Metroidvania, you at least have to be able to hold your own and upgrade abilities and attacks and things like that. To me, otherwise, it's really an adventure puzzle game with some aspects in it. The
And
game is $1. It's $1, people.
I feel like it would be kind of challenging with the size of your sprite though, man. Your dude is so little. I
You're a
feel
little
like
boy.
a little guy just going to get in trouble, man. Like I feel like because sometimes I'm looking at some of the screenshots and some of the because he's like blue and it blends in a little bit with the blue background, and I'm like, oh, that might be a
Well,
little
it's like
challenging.
the character's like this big, like a tiny little guy, and then the enemy's like my size in the
Yeah,
like those that are watching the video,
it's
like it's like a
nuts.
little guy versus a giant knight, and it's like, okay, I assume that you can like roll through his legs or something. That you got to be able to do something to get away from him because like the enemy is like half the damn screen,
Yeah,
and he's a little dude with a Nemo hat, like little Nemo over here with no wand or nothing. So I'm like, how the hell do you attack? Like maybe I think you don't. I think you have because there's really no description, people. So like we're kind of
yeah,
going off of old Tommy Owen over here, the developer. It's the only game that he's released. Definitely needs to go in and work on the description a little for those of us that are looking. But for $1, we'll play the damn thing and
yeah,
enjoy it.
yeah. For a
Like
dollar, not bad.
it looks cool as hell. So you have the right price, Tommy Owen. But you put everybody just throws Metroidvania on it. I love it
Like a
because
Metroidvania.
it's a Metroidvania. And really, no, definitely not.
Well, this one's definitely a Zelda-like. This is definitely
The next one,
like this is no question a Zelda-like. But
well, Azaran,
yeah, I
the
saw that.
demon bottle, the demon bottle.
I saw that, and I'm like, huh. So this game, I feel like I've played this before.
Well, because there's like all I see are the dungeons on all the screenshots, and it's literally the Zelda style dungeon, like from Zelda
Yeah,
1, like
yeah.
Zelda 1 style. It even says, "Take the spear."
I was just about to say that. Even down to that's like the third. That's like the third screenshot is that right there. But watching the actual B-roll, it does have some really unique battle system. With the way he attacks, it looks really really cool. And I mean, it's only yeah, it's only a $2,
Yeah.
$2.
Yeah, it's $2. Now this developer also worked on a 3D version called
Oh,
Azaran Islands of the Jinn that has aspects of like PS2 style.
This
And
is
of course, with a 3D game that looks like a Banjo-Kazooie style with a little bit of action, got to put Metroidvania on it because they did. I'm like, why do you put Metroidvania? It's not a Metroidvania, but maybe it does.
I was
Um,
yeah, this one's very like Ocarina of Time. Like it feels like
100%.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like this is Zelda style. Action RPGs, man. It is okay to call your stuff a Zelda-like or an action RPG. It's cool.
I like
Because you
it.
got, which I like now that Azaran is Zelda 1, and then the Demon Bottles is Zelda 1. You get some dungeons, and then Islands of the Jinn is Ocarina of Time. That's actually pretty freaking cool. There is a demo for the 3D Ocarina of Time one, and then the other game's $2. So you could literally jump into this little world that the developer Benji has created here. It just came out. The
Oh
Demon Bottle
wow.
just came out like a week ago, so this is the newest game. I own it for sure. I already bought it because it looks cool as shit.
I do like the like I said of the polygons and everything. I was looking at like, man,
Oh,
this
for
is
the
like
Jin one,
yeah, I like that one a lot. Now this one was interesting because it doesn't have a video. Like
the last
it
one.
was yeah, the last one just has screenshots.
Oh, I'm watching the video of it right now. Interesting.
Really? Oh man. Let me see.
Yeah, marquee candle.
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
see real quick.
marquee candle. Avoiding attacks of ghosts in space.
Oh yeah, there is a
Um,
video. Wow.
yeah. And it's rhythm based platforming. So that's the interesting thing. So you avoid attacks though to the rhythm. So there's lots of like little elements moving around the screen and you basically just got to avoid them. I thought it was just interesting because of the graphics look great. It's a
Hmm.
dollar. It's a dollar. Um and yeah, the gameplay though is like there's some obstacles and memory fragments. So it's like story driven exploration is what a
It
lot of
look it
atmosphere.
it looks like one of those experimental like old style games. Like I like it. I like rhythm based games, so for
Yeah.
$1, I'd definitely check it out.
Yeah, it looks like the story has a little bit of female LGBTQ plus because it's literally in the descriptor. So they have that in there. So if you're sensitive to that or support that, that is there. So there's probably a little bit of a story, but it looks all in Japanese unless they've translated it because the video shows all Japanese.
Yeah.
But either way, that stuff doesn't bother me. I support everything, so it looks cool as hell to me. The game looks interesting enough to talk about, and it's a dollar, so like I'll support it regardless. That's cool as hell.
Look like being
Heskira is the developer.
yeah, it looks really good. Now I'm trying to see if they had worked on anything prior.
Nope,
Oh, yep.
nope. And the interesting thing is that again, names of games, Xander, developers, please name your games consistent. You have Marquee Space Candle and then Marquee Candle together on the same page. Like
Yeah.
Like, gotta have some kind of, because otherwise it's hard to search your stuff and like, are we on the same game? Is there another game called Marky Camp? Like,
We've had
that's
that
the,
happen before. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And so to me, it complicates things because it's you got to have the name be unique, and in this day and age, with tens of thousands of games released every year, you're gonna have some overlap. It's
Mhm.
gonna happen. So be consistent, be concise. I like when people now, because we used to make fun of them when they had these long ass titles. So now having a little tagline helps.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Like,
really does.
give us a tagline. This is a ridiculous week of indie, and we have a backlog of even more now. That's the crazy thing. You know what I'm doing? Going to
Oh yeah.
grab the deck so that
So it's
I
time
am.
for a randomizer, folks.
Oh, Minishoot is still up. See? Still playing it. All right. Let's go home, people, and go to the randomizer. All right, so Xander, when I'm looking at the deck roulette, should I go to anything installed or should I go a certain genre? Anything.
I'd probably go anything.
Anything. All right, so the only time I hit for the randomizer on this thing, the only time I'll hit next again is if we've already played it, covered it, or something like that. or it's like a major game or something. Like it's got to be indie. All right. So it is a game called Helveti. Helveti.
Helveti.
$14 game. And it looks ridiculous. It is like a character action game set in Celtic mythology.
Ooh.
Lots of action, hack and slash, scrolling, 2D
Ooh.
action. Game looks insane.
Dude, I really love the art style. It's got like that really dark, like kind of like water painting
Yeah.
aspect to it. That's cool.
Well, and the cool thing with having my Steam Deck and adding the little features is it goes to how long to beat and puts a little thing on there. So it says the main story takes about 2 hours to complete.
Oh, okay.
Completionist though, 18 hours. So I will not be completing the thing. But yeah, it's to do everything that it has. So there's an 18-hour game, people, for $15, which is pretty cool. But you can beat the whole story mode in about 2 hours. So this one
Sick.
I will add to the backlog current. So
And it
that
looks like
way
it
I
it does look like it has physicals too.
That's physicals. Excellent. It looks like Red Art Games. Because when it went through the video, it said Switch, PlayStation, all that. And so Red Art may have released it, which is cool.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and it's definitely indie. For sure. Because Team Kawawa, Kwa Kwa. They've also done Splash Blast Panic, um, multiplayer competitive party game.
Hmm.
So they've done that as well. So there's definitely two. But yeah, Helveti, we definitely got to check out for next week.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I get it on my wish list, so I'll remember it
But
and check it
$15
out.
is a bit much. Maybe the physical is the same price on eBay or something.
That's a good point. I'll definitely check to see how much the physical is later. Because I think this is gonna be wrapping up another episode. But before we wrap up this episode, we have to thank some very important folks. The uh executive producers. I'm gonna say exclusive. Executive
Ooh, the
producers.
exclusive executives of producing things.
Really awesome folks that joined Jeff's Patreon. And again, it's free to join, but these folks they get a little shout out in the show. Folks like Akaroth
And David Isherwood.
and Launchbox, aka the Disgruntled Gamer from Thunderdome Gaming Society.
And of course, Jesse Glenn. The quarterly treat is definitely sitting on the desk waiting for the shipping to be created. I got to do all the shipping labels and everything, but it is already hand painted Mortal Kombat logo coasters this time. They're really dope looking, and so that's what I'm doing this quarter. But the Patreon is free to join. Interesting thing is there's been some interaction on the Patreon when I posted about Usagi, because I also posted this game on there too as a Heroes and Half Shell game, which is like a card game with little shells and stuff. Pretty cool.
I vaguely remembered that. It just unlocked a core memory. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. But one of the patrons mentioned that their favorite character is Bebop and Rocksteady. So it was like Ninja. Their name was Ninja, which could be like one of Lunchbox's random
Mhm.
aliases, or Ninja is another person. I can't remember the full one because it's on my phone that I'm recording on.
Ah,
But and I mentioned I also have a robotic version of Bebop or Rocksteady carded here somewhere. Not within arm's reach, but
yeah.
I do have one somewhere. And yeah, certain things I keep, certain things, will have to be auctioned off for charity. So it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, and I think those Mortal Kombat coasters will go really great with the Combat Collection that's coming out very, very soon in the next couple of months. So I'm going to ask the folks that are listening if you're on our Facebook page, the Indie Credible Podcast or Indie Gaming Gems, or on the Discord, show us your favorite beverage with your Mortal Kombat coaster on the Combat Collection. Because I think that comes out next month.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so yeah,
That's
it'll
really
be for
cool.
our executive producers that'll have their copy. Of course, I have a giant version of the logo too. So
Oh, it's like it's like a Captain America shield. That thing is huge.
literally a stool is what it is. It was because I mean, you go to Lowe's and I'm like, oh, there's a giant ass stool. I could put a Mortal Kombat. That's where my brain goes. I could put a Mortal Kombat logo on this. And so I did. And I did. And it looks cool as shit. And then, doing the coasters as well. But I just can't it's heavy as fuck though. It's like
Yeah.
pounds. So I couldn't see myself shipping that across. And again, super hipster artist people. So like I'm not even like if there's enough demand, I'll make an Etsy store or something, or my wife will make the Etsy store because she's
Yeah.
really the art. She's really the one who's the main brain here, not me.
Oh
But
yeah.
been fun, man.
Oh yeah. And as always, guys, I want to thank you for listening. And as always, happy gaming and support indie.
You do it.